Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about SQL Server Securable. So what is a SQL Server Securable? Securable inside a SQL Server is anything that can be secured, like an asset that we can secure inside our house. So if you know anything about SQL Server is this whole big engine which can have multiple containers inside it, which is like multiple databases inside it, and you can control the access of this whole train with at multiple levels. So to talk about SQL Server, let me take an analogy of a train. So when we talk about SQL Server, let's see the SQL Server securables as a whole train. And the way inside a train, if you can control a lot of things with the engine. You can control where you are stopping the train, how much speed it's going to go on, what route it's going to take, what kind of fuel it's using. So there are a lot of things that you can control at the engine level, which is something that you can control at SQL Server instance level. For database inside SQL Server are similar to the compartment cars inside a train. So you can have different types of cars here. So you can see a car where people are standing, people are sleeping in AC, have executive AC car chair, people have first class AC. So these are the things that you can also do in different databases. So we can control the securables inside a SQL Server at different level. So let me go to the SQL Server here. So there are three scopes, as I said before. One is at the server level. So what is the server scope? Securables that are at the scope of entire server, which generally affects all the SQL Server principals, logins, availability groups, and databases. These are the items that exist at the server level outside of any individual database and to which access is controlled on a server-wide basis. Second scope is database scope, where securables are with database scope objects such as schema, users, role, assemblies, DDL triggers, and so on, which exist inside a database but not within a schema. And obviously, third scope is schema level scope. This group includes all the objects that reside within a schema at a different database, in a different database, such as tables, views, and stored procedures. So let's dive deeper in what happens at the server level and how you can see them. So at the server scope, this is an actual screenshot of a SQL Server where you can see things inside the server scope. So you can see all these databases are server scope securables. These logins are server scopes login. These server roles are all server level securables, and like always on, high availability groups. These are all. This is also a server level securable, and so on. And if you go to at the database level, you can see users, all the users of a specific database. Here, test1 is a specific database, and all the users of this database. These all the roles here. Certificates, always encrypted keys. These are all database level securable. So they don't exist inside a schema. They are at the database level. And the third scope is schema scope, where the objects that reside inside a schema. So what resides inside a schema is a table. Always, we always have tables with schema in front of it, like dbo dot something, trn dot something. Similarly, views are also schema scoped, as are stored procedures. So these are the three different levels of securables inside a SQL Server. First was server level securable, second was database level securable, and third was schema level securables. I hope you learned something from this video. In the next video, I will deep dive into how permissions are granted on a SQL Server level. Thank you.